Let's take a look at Friday in the NBA, previewing it, looking who's in, who's out, and who are the stream targets off the fantasy basketball waiver wire. Michael Bolton. Oh yeah, updates on Jalen Brunson and Paolo Banchero. Michael Bolton?
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy, your daily NBA fantasy podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd, and I wish that I could have put on the jersey. At least I'm going to use all 6 fouls. I'm also the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com, and today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $30 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. Thank you also for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We're free and available on all platforms, and we're also, thanks to you, the number one sports podcast network. Number one. Let's keep it at number one. Let's push this show also to 100K subscribers. 9K more to go. I think it'll be tough. But actually, I believe in the spirit of you guys. I know if you guys put on the Locked On Fantasy Basketball jersey, you'll put in the effort that's required to get us to 100K. That is a terrible, terrible segue into begging and pleading and asking for a crumb from you guys. But please, just one crumb of subscription. Let's talk about the games that are coming up on Friday. It's a relatively busy day. It's not a crazy busy day. It's not an insane 12 day. It is a NBA Cup Day. So we've got 9 games on. Let's take a look at those games, how the schedule actually does play out. In terms of earliness and lateness, well, we don't have any insane 8 p.m. Pacific starts. The latest we've got is 6:30 p.m. Pacific start. All right, that's interesting. No actual 7 p.m. game. So that's good. That's good. Here are the games. Heat and Knicks. Nets and Magic. Sixers and Pistons. Interesting game, that one, with the ins and outs. Lakers, Pelicans, Blazers, Rockets, Kings and Wolves, Hornets, Bucks, Clippers, Mavs, and the final game, Warriors, Spurs. So there's actually no game in Pacific time zone. That's a little weird. That's okay. Here's me, time zone legend over here. I've got that one for you, VJ. You can put that in the comments later. All right, let's look at the games. Individual games, who's in, who's out. Heat, Knicks. We did get the update, as I teased so masterfully early on Jalen Brunson. And it's a grade 1 ankle sprain. And this is the new thing now, isn't it? I think that NBA teams are just going to be saying, oh, we'll reevaluate daily. Will you? I sort of assumed you generally would do that anyway. But they're shying away a lot from timeframes. We can extrapolate and assume a week minimum, I would guess. Let's go to 10 days for Jalen Brunson. Me and Kingy talked about this on the Mailbag show this morning about replacements. I don't think there's a very easy one-for-one guy to just absolute must roster. I'd go McBride, but then there might be Shamet. I think Clarkson's a little washed, but there's not going to be a huge sort of one-for-one there. Josh Hart should do more as well, but I'm going to guess he's rostered most spots. Bam's going to be out. Hero's going to be out. Brunson's going to be out. We know all of those things, so that is a W. Oh, it's this announcement. Steph Curry leaving Under Armour. I guess now that Nico Harrison's left and ruined Steph's relationship with Nike, and now that he's ruined the Luka Doncic thing in Dallas, maybe Steph feels we're 2 steps removed, he can go back to Nike. We'll find out. Let's go to the next game. Second game of the day, it is the Nets and the Magic, and this is the other injury. The big fella, Paolo Banchero. He is out with a groin strain. Guess what? He is being evaluated daily. Cool, sick. Groin strain. It's got to be 2 weeks. It's simply 2 weeks. And if he's back earlier than that, you bloody hope they don't screw it up. But very similarly to the Brunson situation, I don't know that there's a must-roster guy here. They started John Isaac last time. I don't know they do that. If you're going to try someone, try Mr. Black. Maybe Tristan Da Silva, and maybe John Isaac. I don't think there's a clear must-grab player in this scenario. Suggs' value boosts up. Franz's value boosts up. Des Baines' value boosts up. And then you're going to have a little bit of Da Silva who'll pop off in some games and be bad in others. Black is probably the more secure guy, but it's not great. Day'Ron Sharpe missed the last game with a bum contusion. He has actually been upgraded to probable, so I guess that is a W for his status, although he is still a backup center to the best center in the NBA, Nick Claxton. Here's a question for you, real life. Who's a better center at the moment, Nick Claxton or Nikola Vucevic? What's your real answer there? Claxton or Vuce? That was an excuse for me to play the Vooch sound. All right, next game. We go on to Philadelphia and Detroit. Jalen Duren, questionable. Isaiah Stewart, questionable. Cade Cunningham, questionable. All right, Jaden Ivey's out. Joel Embiid and Paul George are both out. Asar Thompson, what do I call him that? Asar Thompson is out as well. And what else we got? Oh, then we had the Dominatrix added. VJ Edgecombe with back spasms is questionable. So we could have just a weird game. You know that if Cade is out, Stewart is out, Duren is out, that it's Paul Reed time and it's Dennis Jenkins time. Long term, it's not. Right? It's not. But it could be for here. And we also know it's Andre Drummond time because Embiid is, I guess, dead again. I don't know. So that's where we're at with that one. The next one is the Lakers and the Pelicans. Zion remains out. Jordan Poole remains out. LeBron James remains out. Gabe Vincent remains out. Cool. We've got news on... Well, LeBron is back soon. Looks like maybe next week for LeBron. Poole and Zion, I'm going to guess maybe middle to end of next week, but also, who knows? The next game is Portland and Houston. No real specific situations here. Finney Smith is still out and Scoot Henderson is still out. Finney Smith one is an underreported injury, I think, because we know that Josh Okogie is starting, but what happens when Finney Smith comes back? What happens to Tari Eason? What happens to Reed Shepherd? What happens to Okogie? Because he's going to play. He's going to muck things up. I don't think I definitely don't. We don't talk about it enough. The next game is Sacramento, Minnesota. I did tweet this out, and I'll tell you about this now about the Sacramento Kings. Minnesota, no injuries to worry about. Nothing concerned. Keegan Murray's out. I think that given how absolutely disgusting this franchise is, and how bad everything they do is, and how bad the coaching is, and how bad the effort is, and how bad the players look, I think there's going to be some interesting shakeups. I hope there is. I don't know, though. Last game, Levine and Monk were out and enabled Keon Ellis to go big. They're also down by like 50 points, right? And he went big. I think that I think that actually two of Schroeder, DeRozan, and Sabonis, yes, Sabonis, might come off the bench. I would say that Schroeder is like 95% coming off the bench. I would say DeRozan is 30% coming off the bench, and I would say it's 5 on Sabonis. But they don't work together. They don't try. They're all annoyed. They're all like, Sabonis has been annoyed with this team for 2 years. Right? They're all bad. Watch for Precious Achiuwa to be taken out of the rotation entirely, is my guess. Watch for Nick Clifford's role to increase. Watch for Keon Ellis' role to increase. Watch for Maxime Reynaud to be a part of the rotation. I wouldn't be shocked if DeRozan is out and Ellis is in. And Clifford is in for Achiuwa. And Schroeder is out and Westbrook starts. I don't know. I know we all know they hate Malik Monk, but we don't even know if he's going to play. Just watch for a bunch of weird things. Now, I don't think you make any move whatsoever to prioritize dropping any players. The more I think about it, like, I would consider an add of Ellis, maybe. I think Russ will start. But then, like, a Clifford is like a deep league thing. A Reynaud is just a completely far out crazy call. But I think it's going to be wild because they are bad. They are terrible. And fading them has been a great decision from a fantasy point of view. The Hornets and the Bucks. No updates on the two big names here. I'm just checking if anything has come through. It has not. Giannis missed the last game. I think he will play. And LaMelo Ball, who has missed like the last week and a half. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this with Ball in his ankle. I've got no idea. I hope he plays, but I don't know. Brandon Miller is remaining out at this stage. And hopefully he is back soon. The second last game of the day, we're talking Clippers and Mavericks. We got some updates from the Mavs here. Cooper Flagg is available here at his shoulder and he's banged up his thumb. He's been all over the place. But Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, and PJ Washington are all questionable. Okay. That doesn't help. Because they can all theoretically play similar positions. If you have all of them out, then you're going to have like Najee Marshall stepping up into a larger role. You're going to have Daniel Gafford still being valuable. If they all play, then Marshall's got nothing. And Lively and Gafford might play 15 minutes each. I feel good that Brandon Williams and Max Christie are actually just going to keep starting. So that whole team is a mess. Kawhi Leonard remains out for the Clippers. I also think there's going to be some weirdness with the Clippers. I think that you'll see out of Chris Dunn, Derek Jones, and John Collins, I think you're going to see one of those guys move to the bench. And I think you're going to see their minutes pulled back. And you're going to see Jordan Miller. You're going to see Kobe Brown. You're going to see Kobe Sanders. push into some roles. It's probably just deeper league stuff. But they're bad. The only safe guys at the moment are Harden and Zubats, I think. I think no one else is safe in terms of roles. But look, just keep an eye on Jordan Miller in that one. It's just a team that is really struggling. The final game of the day is the Warriors and the Spurs. And John Kuminga, I was a bit unfair to Kuminga yesterday, I think, because I didn't mention that he did leave the game with knee soreness. I still don't think that you need to roster him in 12-team leagues. But he did come off the bench last game. I don't think that Moody's a must roster. I don't think that Will Richard is a must roster player. I don't think that Pajemski is. We saw Quinton Post barely play. They're continually just going to be up like all over the shop. Kuminga is officially questionable. D'Anthony Melton remains out. And Dylan Harper remains out. And with the Moody, Richard, Kuminga, Pajemski, Payton scenario, like that name there, he hasn't played yet. Like when D'Anthony Melton comes back, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So making it really hard to feel any level of reliability with any of those guys. We're going to come back and talk schedule hacks and streaming options. Today's episode, though, it is brought to you by the guys over at Drip Drop. When you're hydrated, everything works better. Me, I do come from a medical background, and one of the things is the easiest hack of all time is just hydration. Like if you're feeling yuck, hydration. Sick, hydration. It just helps, man. It's just the easiest thing of all time. So I always have hydration things around, and I've got my Drip Drop around as well. It helps you focus, your energy, your mood. Helps your skin. It helps everything. It helps cool parts, naughty parts, hip parts, slick parts. All the parts get improved by hydration. That's where Drip Drop comes from. Drip Drop isn't your average sports drink, though. It delivers 3 times the electrolytes and half of the sugar of leading brands using science-backed formula trusted by medical professionals, firefighters, Josh Lloyd, and over 90% of top college and pro teams. So right now, Drip Drop is offering podcast listeners 20% off your first order. Go to dripdrop.com and use the promo code LOCKEDONNBA. I love saying it, man. That is dripdrop.com, promo code LOCKEDONNBA for 20% off. Stock up now before the heat hits hard. Yes, I know you guys are heading into winter, but this is what it tells me. The heat hits hard. I don't know what heat it is. Maybe it's advertising to me here in Australia because I love Drip Drop and I love hydration. Keep your body and mind performing at their best with Drip Drop. Do it. Drippy, droppy, drop, drop, drippy, drop, I guess. Today's episode is also brought to you by Waiver. The holiday season is right around the corner. That means it's time to get your home ready. Seating for guests? Maybe you need more of it. Silverware, servingware, linenware, napkinware, pillowware, bedware. All of it is available over at Wayfair, and their Black Friday sale is here to help make your space shine. You don't have to wait, though, for Black Friday. You don't have to wait for the day before Black Friday, which, Thanksgiving, I'm being told. You don't have to wait for that. You can access this sale all month long with up to 70% off everything from sofas to spatulas. You can upgrade your dining chairs on the big table. You can get some bench seating in if you want to make people feel like they're sitting on at a bus stop. You can do that. Bus stop aesthetic, bus stop core, public transport core. I don't know what your style is, but whatever it is, Wayfair can handle it, and within your budget as well. Don't miss out on the early Black Friday deals. Head to wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday sale up to 70% off. That is wayfair.com. The sale ends on December 7th. I am waiting for a bus. Let's talk schedule hacks. Let's talk about where the schedule plays out, how it plays out, what things we can take advantage of, and we hit this in 3 major sections. First of all, we look at back-to-backs. Now, because this is an NBA Cup day on Friday, the NBA completely coincidentally has no teams on the second night of a back-to-back. It's not because they're aware that the second night of a back-to-back leads to a decrease in quality of play and they want to promote the NBA Cup. It's not because it leads to an increase in injuries, because they wouldn't want that. It's just a coincidence that every night for an NBA Cup, there are no teams on the second night of a back-to-back. At least they've been blessed by the scheduling gods. But there are teams that play Friday to Saturday. So the first game of Friday is the first of a back-to-back. So if you're looking for a pickup, and you can here, because remember, Saturday, Sunday, no back-to-backs. This is your last back-to-back chance for the week. Hornets, Lakers, so even if LaMelo comes back, he's not playing both. Lakers, don't think there'll be a worry with Luka and Reeves, but we watch it. Bucks, Yanni, we watch it. Wolves, no concern with anybody there. But they're your back-to-backs. What about if you don't want to even look at the back-to-back? What if you don't care? That's fine, Josh. I got 2 games for the price of 1. Fantastic. I like them chunky. And by I mean my waiver wire moves. So we look at the chunks. We look at the next 5 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And in a stroke of great fortune, all 5 of those days are low volume streamable days. And you're going to hear these names a lot. But these are guys that I think you're just rostering anyway, but they all sit. And for whatever reason, the first 3 names of this list are all sitting currently at 18% rostered on Yahoo. And I point that out for one specific reason. I've been talking about how Walker Kessler's roster percentage is still over 60% on Yahoo, indicating to me that we've got 60% of dead leagues. But the fact that Brandon Williams, the Blizzard Derik Queen, and Jeremiah Fears are all rostered in 18% of leagues makes me think, do we have 18% active leagues? I'm not saying that all those guys are rostered universally. And if you guys are watching this, tell me, is Williams, Queen, and Fears rostered in your league? If you're on Yahoo, are they rostered? Because it's just weird to me. They're all sitting at 18. I can't get the info. Yahoo won't tell me. I've tried. They won't tell me what leagues are active and what these percentages mean because they're too busy trying to force you into leagues you don't want to play in and lie about the numbers. That's what they're busy with. But they're all at 18. Anyway, all these players on this list, conspiracies aside, all these players on this list play 3 games in the next 5 nights. The first 3, clear must rosters at this point. Could change easily. Brandon Williams, Derik Queen, the Blizzard, and Jeremiah Fears. Then we go, just a quick note, I don't know. Let's talk weird stuff. When we do this and I put the show and I get the transcript through to have a look for subtitles and things like that, it always hears me, and I'm going to say it again, transcripting software. When I say Jeremiah Fears, it says he's fierce, he's the brother of Sasha Fierce. Jeremiah is so fierce. Anyway, Jeremiah Fears. It must be my accent. The other 2 names on this list are Bobby Portis and Marcus Smart, who are available in over 70% of leagues. And they've got 3 games in the next 5 nights. And while I don't think that Portis is anywhere close to a must-roster guy, this is when you use him. 3 games, 5 nights, let's hit it and go. But what if chunks aren't even enough? What if you are really, really... What if you really like the BBWs, the big, beautiful waiver moves, and you want to hit them across 7 days? What do you need to be aware of? Because over the next 7 days, there are 4 teams. You know us. We don't discriminate against weeks. Every week is a beautiful week. Between Friday and Thursday, 4 teams play twice only. So if you were excited about Jordan Walsh, don't be. But if you were, he plays twice in the next 7 days. The Suns, if you were debating do you drop Colin Gillespie, you do. You don't. Ryan Dunn, you drop. You don't drop Royce O'Neal. You don't drop Grayson Allen. And you don't drop Dylan Brooks. But they got 2 games. The Jazz, do you have to make a call on whether you're going to hold on to Kyle Filipowski? I would probably hold Nurkic, but I could understand if you didn't. I would hold Ace Bailey. But then you got the debate, what do you do with Collier? 2 games, 7 days. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. And last one's the Wizards. Middleton's not going to be worth it. It might be okay to hold Bilal because he's hurt and you're only missing 2 games. Not worth it on Cam Whitmore. But that's lean, man. 4 teams with 2 games over the next 7 nights. It is lean. It is very lean. We are going to come back and we're going to talk streaming. We're going to talk streams of the day and we're going to get a bit granular into that as well. Before I do that though, today's episode is also brought to you by the legends over at DoorDash. The NBA season is heating up and DoorDash has found the perfect way to keep fans in their bag all season long. You might be watching your favorite fantasy player, the guys you're looking to pick up, the 18%ers, Jeremiah Fears, Derik Queen, Brandon Williams, maybe watching those games, or it's just your favorite player. DoorDash makes every game night even better. DoorDash is the official on-demand delivery platform of the NBA, and they're celebrating with something that they call the bag drop. Every time an NBA player drops 50 points in a game, like Nikola Jokic yesterday, DoorDash drops 50% off your order with Dash Pass the next day, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win the ultimate fan bag. Now, this rumor might not be true, but if you put it in the notes section, Big Chungus, maybe they give you something extra. They don't, but maybe they could. It's player-inspired drip, it's exclusive gear, and it's stuff that you actually want. DoorDash has you covered for late night fuel-ups, highlights, watch parties, whatever. Next time someone goes off for 50, like yesterday, use the promo code NBA50 the next day to get 50% off on DoorDash with Dash Pass. Plus your shot at the bag drop. Dash Pass members only, 50% off up to $10 the day after a 50-point game with promo code. Terms apply. The promo code is not terms apply. The promo code is NBA50. No purchase necessary. Ends April the 13th. Open to US residents 21 or older. Visit DoorDashinyourbag.com for full details. DoorDash in your bag all season long. Today's episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. And with the NBA back, there's no better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. And even if you miss the start of a game or you see someone that's getting hot, they're cooking, it's Derik Queen, he's going off, it's blizzards for everyone, you can get in there and you can live bet on those hot streaks. You can live bet on fourth quarter comebacks. You can live bet all of the stuff that's happening in-game with FanDuel, and you can even combine those live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It helps you put your knowledge to the test. It helps you give those opportunities to put some nice little parlays in and to augment your watching experience. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. And don't forget to gamble responsibly. Disappointing that these, not disappointing, I understand it, but these preview shows that I do always have lower viewership than the other shows that I do. Because I feel like today, it's been a banger. I feel like it's been our joke per minute quotient's high on today's show. Pretty happy with how it's coming out. I feel like it's been a good one, but not everyone's going to see it. That's okay. You guys that are here, you get the so-called good stuff, even though it's probably not. And I'm just delusional streaming. Who are the streams of the day for Friday with 9 games on our very most sacred NBA Cup? 10-teamers. It's a weird day for streaming because there are these first games of guys being out and their replacements, but that's not necessarily who we always want to target. For 10-teamers, I'm a little in here on the big fella, Luke Cornett, who is crossing over with Wemby, who is backing up Wemby. You're playing the Warriors again. He had 12 points last game in 19 minutes. I expect 18 to 22 minutes. 12 and 6 with 1 to 2 blocks is absolutely possible with good field goal percentage. So yeah, I like streaming in Cornett here. 12-teamer, Bobby Portis. Even more useful for him if Giannis is out. 14-team, Juice McBride, who is the ad for the Knicks with Brunson, but I'm not confident on it. I don't think it's a must for 12s, and the value can just be spread around multiple players there. And then for 16-teamers, John Isaac is the guy that started in place of Paolo Banchero last time in the second half, but I'm not sure that he's anything more than just a deeper league stream. It might be De Silva. It might be Mr. Black, who's an option there as well. But if you're going very, very deep here, John Isaac, when he's not too busy writing books. Your Yahoo points and ESPN points streamers, Mr. 18% himself, the Blizzard, Derik Queen, there's no Zion. Let him go. Will they play him the 38 minutes like last game? Will he shoot 68%? Almost certainly not. Although the minutes, maybe. I still have no idea what unannounced head coach Bill Green is doing with the rotations. They make absolutely no sense. Why do you start Kevon Looney playing 10 minutes and then let Queen play 40? I don't get it. And then Messi got ejected 2 minutes in. So we still don't even understand what's going on with that team. Because Messi hasn't even played the last 2 games. Anyway, Queen, Yahoo points, ESPN points. We're yassing it up. The yassification of points streaming. Yes. 10-team streaming. Who are the 10-team streams? Lukey Cornett, Bobrick, Portis, Gaz Trent. Yeah, Gaz Trent is the most terrifying stream option you can have. 20 points with 6 threes. Absolutely on the cards. 5 steals in there. What a game from the big fella. 1 point on 0 of 12 shooting. Absolutely a possibility too. The next one is Jago Diomand, who I'm watching it carefully because every game he's just getting better. And honestly, if it continues, the rate of improvement of Diomand, it's actually remarkable. If you go, that's terrible. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better again. Oh, it's better again. I'm just going to keep watching it. There's got to be a good nickname here for Yeoman. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to think what it is. I'll come up with something. Got it. Oh, well, should I do it now? Is it? Yeah, maybe. Jago Yeoman, the Blue Jean Baby. There you go. Moses Moody. Probably going to, according to the foreseeable future legend Steve Kerr, Moody will start again. There might be no Kuminga. Now, Moody is not a priority must-roster player to me, but he's definitely worth streaming, and he can have big games. We've seen him. I like him as a player. I just don't have any trust in the rotations night to night with Stephen Kerr. 12 teams. Juice McBride, Johnny Isaac, Terrence Mann, the depressed penis, Sadiq Bey, and yes, basketball, Paul Reed. Now, the Paul Reed one was when I did not think that Isaiah Stewart was going to play. I had him doubtful. But both Stewart and Duren are questionable. Reed will still play because Stewart will move from backup center to starting power forward, meaning that Reed will get the backup minutes behind Duren, and in 15 minutes, Paul Reed can still do damage. 2 steals, 2 blocks, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 points is actually possible from Reed in 15 backup minutes. But if Duran and Stewart are out, he's going to cook. We saw that. Not as good as last game. That's impossible to predict that. But he's going to cook. We know this. The big fella is good at getting fantasy stats. The deeper league streams, Jose Alvarado, Christoph Dunn. I will also put in place of Dunn there, just one of the Clippers youngsters. I'd go with Jordan Miller, but you could go Kobe Sanders or it could be Cam Christie. Rugged Ronnie Holland II, who's really fumbled the last 2 games. But if Cade is out and we know Asara's out and Toby's out, another chance could be there. Josh Okogie in Houston's there. And then Keon Ellis, who could easily jump up this list. I haven't given him full starters minutes as a projection, but when you try and read the tea leaves and you try and read the emotions and all that stuff, the unwritten stuff, the unsaid stuff through a team, it feels like they're going to make a change. Now, the only caveat I'll give you is it is Sacramento. And they are idiots. They're governed by idiots. So anything that would make sense on this, like because they say it all the time. Defense. It's all about defense. It's all about defense. Keon Ellis, 0 minutes. DeMar DeRozan, 35. Domantas Sabonis, our starting center. All about defense. Cool. Sick. Great. So you either lie or you don't know what you're talking about. All right. So with Sacramento, while every logical thing would suggest they're making a change, I will laugh. I will laugh very heartily, but they could just trot out the literal exact same starting lineup in the next game, and I won't be surprised. Except Levine will be back in there. It might just be Westbrook, Levine, DeRozan. Even just put Schroeder back in there. Chua, Sabonis, whatever. It might be the exact same thing, and I'll laugh because it's them. But there is, I think something's going to happen. But man, imagine trying to bank on the Kings making a decision that ties in with logic. Not a good bet. Yahoo Points streaming. Where we at? The Blizzard, Derek Queen. The Big Avocado, Andre Drummond. And Brandon B. Will Williams. Terrible nickname, can't think of anything good. So I'm just going to use the terrible one that he's been given. These 3 are just must-roster players at this point. So stream them in and then just don't drop them. Then it's Jeremiah Fears, who probably is the same. And Marcus Smart, who's on the fringes. Just easy ads. For ESPN points, it's literally the same 5. A marginal change in the order. Queen, Williams, Drummond, Fears, Smart. Same stuff. Stream them in. Hold them. Add them. You know how it goes. And you also know that is the end of a daily preview show for the games on Friday, 9 of them across the NBA. Let me know your thoughts. Jagob Yeoman's new nickname. The banger per minute rate of this show. And how close you are to subscribing. And what I need to do to get you to hit that button. I'll play this again because I'm sure that'll convince you. Subscribe. Do it. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.